Happy day, it's Down Home with Tina, and I'm your host, Tina Thompson. I am out here on location at the Henry Manor. I am really excited about this week's show because once again, we get to have it outside here in the gazebo on the premises. If you get a chance, stop by. Rich and his wife, Deborah Harris, they are the owners, and if you missed last week's show, you can watch it on YouTube, CLN, Your Hometown Connection, or you can also check it out on my Facebook, Down Home with Tina, because I had Rich on last week telling us all about what they've got going on here at the Henry Manor. Anyways, I hope that you're doing well and you're staying safe and keeping healthy and staying out of trouble. Some of you would say, well, that's no fun, but you know what I mean. Guys and gals, I've got a great show coming up here. I have my first guest, you all know, Corey Schoonover. He's the Executive Director of the Fairfield Area Humane Society, and we're going to talk about some fun stuff because let's just say that he's got a new name, kinda. It's fun. Also, I have got a fella by the name of Thomas Williams, who he is in a motorcycle club, and we're going to find out all about that. Some folks would say, oh, motorcycle clubs, they do have certain kinds of thoughts, that could be negative, but I like to think that in this case it's positive because it's Thomas and he's a really, really neat guy, nice guy, but stick around and don't go anywhere. Also because at the end of the show, I've got a story that I'm going to share with you, and it's a story about somebody who they taught me a big lesson, I'll say, when she was here with us. So we'll get to that. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Down Home with Tina.
Hi, I'm Amanda Wattenberg, Regional Director at Ohio Guidestone. Do you or does someone you know have a substance abuse disorder? Have you been thinking about getting help, but don't know where to start? It takes a lot of courage to ask for help, but it's the most important step you can take. If you think you know everything that's available in Fairfield County, think again. Like other chronic diseases, addiction can be managed successfully. Treatment enables people to counteract addiction's powerful, disruptive effects on the brain's behavior and regain control of their lives. Even if it takes multiple attempts, treatment does work and people do recover from addiction every day. So keep trying because your life matters. You matter, and we're here to help. Call 211 and ask for the treatment resources available right here in Fairfield County.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I have a fella who I have known. He's been on the show before. He's going to keep on being on the show as long as he says yes to me. And it is because he is the Executive Director of the Fairfield Area Humane Society. And I enjoy just highlighting and the animals that you have over there and the whole purpose and mission of what the Fairfield Area Humane Society is all about. It is Executive Director Corey Schoonover. And Corey, I just laugh because, okay, so y'all, when I stopped over at the shelter recently with my daughter, because she loves to stop by too, and Corey, I saw Corey. Remember the show, Corey? And it was funny because you knew exactly what I was talking about. I looked at him and I go, Corey, you still haven't gotten a haircut, have you?
No.
No.
It's become a thing at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all
you have a new name.
What?
Bob.
Bob. Well, I don't even know what.
You told me that.
Yes, I have a name. Okay, so Bob is. There was a lady, and I think she meant to say Bill because Bill was our former humane officer from a few years ago. But I mean, she remembered Dave's name, and then I was Bob, and everyone kind of looked, and I said, do I look like a Bob? Because my middle name's Robert, so I could do it.
Yeah.
And she said, well, no, but that's not your name. I said, no, it's not. So we all had a laugh, but now all of a sudden, everyone's calling me Bob.
Which I think is great.
I got a text message the other day from someone at the city prosecutor's office. And it
did not
started
say
with
Bob.
Bob.
Oh, that's funny. We have a new Bob in the
Whatever.
house.
So I can go with that. Maybe it's the new hair. They got me confused.
You look like a Bob they once knew. Maybe
Yes.
that's what.
So both my grandfather's names were Robert.
Aww.
I have two uncles that are Robert. So
Oh yeah.
and one of them went by Bob. I'd have to go with Bob. Sounds too old. I'd have to go with Bobby. But then everyone laughs and says Ricky Bobby. So then I'm really just now I just need to cut my hair. I don't know.
That's what I was gonna say. You know, some things happen and then things change, and then all of a sudden Corey's got flowing locks of wonder on the top of his head,
So-
and he's Bobby.
This is my thought with it. I'm not concerned about going and getting my hair cut, but
Yeah.
I am. I'm like a lot of people that I know. I'm over the whole Corona thing or
I
whatever. So
know.
I just roll with it. So it's something funny to talk about.
Exactly.
I want to talk about.
Yes.
If you're going to talk about that, it's because I haven't gotten a haircut, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's the
So.
good positive fun. of Corey.
I will say
Or Bob.
Corey or Bob. This is Bob. So I will say I have a newfound understanding when
Yeah.
my wife throws a fit when she's getting herself ready, or taking
Oh.
a shower, or doing her hair. This isn't even close to like how long, ladies. Like I appreciate what you go through. I don't even know how you sleep. It's real sweaty at night. What's happening? Like, there's an extra 3 minutes added to my daily routine.
This is why we shampoo our hair almost daily. And in the summertime, well, sometimes some can get away with every other day, but summertime, it's usually daily for gals
Okay.
because it is
Yeah.
warm. Like, for 5 seconds that you're outside, you're going, eh. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it. You understand now.
So I appreciate that a little more, and just a little maybe TMI. Like I have to wash my hair daily because otherwise it's
Oh, yeah.
greasy and
Yeah, well, you
But-
use product because
Yeah.
that's how you're keeping your flowing locks.
yes. So pretty soon
In
I
place.
need to pick and every. So then so about the whole hair pick thing. So
Yeah.
my wife has long hair and she spends lots of time, doing
very
that.
beautiful
Well,
hair.
all of a sudden it's like, Corey, have you seen my hair pick? No. I know my hair is longer, but I'm not like. Yeah, that's your own thing. So
That's awesome.
right.
But you just said you might be picking it.
Okay, well, if it gets that long, we're not getting
Yeah.
there.
No,
I
yeah.
don't think so. The other thing I've noticed is how much gray actually exists in there when
Yeah.
you're not keeping it tight.
And it's not much gray. You're doing well for your age.
So it's all here. Thanks.
Corey.
Appreciate that. I think the
We're
dogs at
friends.
the shelter
We get
that
it.
have been there for a while, that I walk by, I'm like, who's this guy?
That's Bob.
Yeah. Who's the new guy? The ones that have been there for a while barking at me like they haven't seen me before.
Next time you go by and they just kind of shut up, look at him and say, "It's Bob.
Yeah.
I'm Bob."
There are a couple, and if you don't think dogs don't recognize people and
Right.
get used to people,
They do.
you're mistaken, because
Yeah.
I've had there's a couple that have been there, unfortunately, for a few months,
Oh.
and I'm like, Script, it's me.
Script.
Like Script is because any new people, this dog doesn't show well because he wants to get your attention, but he jumps up in the cage. Now, if he
Aw.
knows you and he's
He
known you for a
doesn't.
while, you look at him and he sits down and waits for a
Aw.
treat or whatever. But there's been a few times I've been like, no, it's me.
It's me.
It's me.
Calm
He's
down.
like,
Oh, it is
So,
you. He
hair's
hears your
throwing
voice.
everybody off.
That's even the dogs. Let's talk about the shelter. Corey, how's everything going? Because you guys were shut down for a brief time for the grooming part of it, so
Just
it got
grooming.
really crazy
Yeah,
after that. Got back.
we've been 2020 has been an interesting year for everybody,
Mhm.
but including us, but really almost more of a good interesting. I mean, just we have been swamped.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by all the services that we offer, whether it's our vet clinic,
Oh, yeah.
grooming, our spay and neuter clinic, we're just busy. We just actually, 2 weeks ago, we used to only have 3 phone lines coming in. Now
Uh-huh.
we have 6 because we just had so many. We've had so many calls, and a lot of that, I think some of it is obviously the increase in our services, and then we're doing curbside service with our vet clinic. But when you have people, I didn't realize like how important it was for so many people to call us
Yes.
It's like, hey, they get frustrated. Hey, I can't get through.
I'm really glad that you shared that you have 6 lines, because that goes to show how busy you are. And not only that, but it may take a little bit of time to get back with folks. What is the turnaround time when you're trying to get back with them? I mean, your goal, but sometimes I'm sure it's tough.
Our goal is really to get back to you that same day, but so I'll have 3 people up front answering the phone, and we still have 4 pages of voicemail. So if it's the next day, I mean, it's,
You're trying.
Sometimes
working
we
on
even
it.
kind of prioritize, like, okay, I gotta get back to these people immediately. So sometimes it's gonna take a minute. So just relax, and we'll get to you.
Like, I like to think that people have learned to have patience. What I'm seeing in some cases is, no, they'll cut you off on the road, and I'm just like, what has this all taught you? Hasn't it taught you to slow down? No, it makes them want to get there faster.
It's
I think for some folks.
unfortunately-
For me, I'm just like, I'm just learning to go with the flow, because that's kind of how
Yes.
things have been in the last several months. So, right?
Yeah,
Go with the flow.
yeah, that's what it should be.
Should always be that.
Unfortunately, it's kind of shown the opposite for some.
Shows some true colors from some folks.
Unfortunate, because there have been some like, whoa, like, hey,
Where'd that come from, right?
who are you? Where's your? You don't have a new haircut, so you shouldn't have a new attitude. I don't know, but
Right.
they're
We
all
only got a couple of minutes.
their alter ego Bob
Yeah.
has been coming out, and we gotta stop that. So.
Things are going well, though. You guys
Yeah,
are doing great. Are you taking any
absolutely.
cats or dogs, or are you just adopting them right now?
So, I was having this conversation with someone the other day. It's been 10 years for me, and
Yeah.
we still are bringing in as many animals, probably if not more, but the difference is, I think the community has responded really well to, whether it's the education piece or the services that we offer. We're not getting as many animals from the community. I mean, we're helping other shelters.
Mm-hmm.
So we're bringing in
Yes.
dogs from Perry County, from Scioto County down in Portsmouth. So we still have those animals, and just that many more people are wanting to adopt. I mean, really, like last month we did 54 cat adoptions. Like that's unheard of. We're always backed up, but
Yeah.
it's been really nice, the response for the most part. It's like, you know what, if we're gonna be at home a little more, let's add a pet to our family. So it's been working out really well.
Awesome. fairhumane.org, folks. That's what website that you want to go to. That's really where they can kind of stay up to date on everything. And your Facebook page, right?
Yeah, start there, and if you have to call 740-687-0627, give that a shot.
And find out that day if you're going to see Corey or Bob.
Yeah, there you go.
You never know. It's all good, and it's a lot of fun. I'm going to be back here in just a couple of minutes, folks. I got a fella. He is from a motorcycle club, and I'm really excited to find out all the details on it, because I know he does it, and we'll both all find out about it. You're watching Downtown with Tina. Be back in a minute.
Dagger Law has been part of the Lancaster community for more than 110 years. This is where we live and work. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and all around town. We consider our clients as friends, and we walk alongside you through challenging times. Whether you're a growing business, a changing family, facing litigation, planning your future, or dealing with land issues, we're right here. We are local. We are trusted. We are experienced. Dagger Law.
Welcome back to Downtown with Tina. Got a fella here with me who I've known him for several years because he was a guest when I did radio, and that was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
Thomas Williams. And he's here with me today to talk about a motorcycle club. And I have had family members, and still do, that have ridden motorcycles for years and still ride motorcycles. And I think that there are so many things to be said about a motorcycle rider and driver and being on a motorcycle. And I have to tell you, Thomas Williams is the president of the Three nails to Freedom Motorcycle Club, and I'm looking at his vest because it doesn't say it on his vest.
Yeah.
It's got the acronym of what the motorcycle club is. But anyways, Thomas, I've known people, and I myself just the other day was at an intersection, and I looked and I looked again, and I was like, I'm so glad I looked again. And I know that you are wearing Harley Davidson shirt underneath your vest there. Now you can hear those motorcycles.
Yes.
But there are some motorcycles that you don't hear. And mind you, I don't have a big SUV or anything like that, so I don't tend to run people off the road. Not that people that do with those.
Right.
But I pay attention. I'm very careful with the smaller car even that I'm in. And I almost didn't hear him, and I'm glad that I looked again, and I thought, whew, I just got to be more aware of who is coming.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he had a light on his motorcycle either. So that was another
that's
one
bad.
where, I was just like, that probably was why I didn't see him.
Sure.
So that's what you're here to talk with me about today. We're going to talk about the tips, the safety, but most importantly, your motorcycle club. So I'm interested in finding out all about it.
We started in 2007. Several of us rode together. We first started earlier, a couple of years before that. We did Mount Pleasant Motorcycle Ministries. We did a couple of 5 events at the fairgrounds. We raised money for different charities, and we got to really know the motorcycle community. We've all ridden together for several years, and then at that point we started raising funds for charities and bringing people in, and guest speakers and bands and things like that, and really got plugged into the community. And for a long time we wanted to create a club, and we waited and prayed, and it just wasn't time. And then at the right time we all felt it, and we got the name, we got everything. We got plugged in with guys that taught us about the motorcycle community, what we needed to know, what we had to know, making a club versus just being riders, and get plugged into that community.
Is it tough?
It is tough. Getting into a MC is a tough. To do it right is a tough. And a lot of times when Sons of Anarchy and a lot of those shows came out, everybody wanted to create a club. And you really have to do it the right way, or you're going to run into issues. Because it's a whole nother culture. If you want to become an MC, a motorcycle club, it's a whole nother culture, and you have to learn that culture, and you have to understand. And there's a lot of respect that goes into that. And that's all those guys are looking for, is to be shown respect and realize that you earned that MC, and like we did. So
is it because of some of the TV shows that gave you all a certain image of what people thought a motorcycle club was?
Yeah, even for us, I mean, we're a motorcycle club. All our guys are Christians, but we still sometimes fight that image of people thinking we're bad guys, or we're this or that. Or I've heard rumors around town about, oh, these guys do this. And we don't do that. That's not what we do. And so our mission statement for our club is to share and show the love and grace of Christ to that culture, and that's what we do. We come into that culture and we share what God means to us. We do it in a way that isn't judging. It's not we've been a lot of different places. We've been invited to a lot of different places just by showing respect, and we don't show any judgment, but we offer sometimes guidance when people are struggling through life or whatever, and it's really opened a lot of doors.
Absolutely. So the name, of course, reflects of what your mission is.
Yeah,
3
exactly.
Nails to Freedom.
Yeah,
and
we've dealt with a ton of different people, and it we don't just sit in a circle of Christian riders and go get ice cream, but we go where other people aren't willing to go.
I really think that when you are doing what you're doing, you are just showing folks what you can be and what you can do. You're being a witness.
Absolutely.
And then so if you're a motorcycle person, then you want to ride, and then they're watching you, hey, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
And that draws in folks, I think, and leads them to maybe, if they are Christians, maybe more involved in a Christian kind of life.
It's definitely a mission field. I mean, and just like if you're going to a third world country or Africa or anything, that you have to learn that culture, and you have to somewhat fit into that culture. Not maybe adapt to everything that they do, but you have to fit into that culture, and so that there's respect, and they listen to you.
And your culture in your case is your 3 Nails to Freedom Motorcycle Club is what you're referring to, right? Because you do have certain things that you have to meet and requirements to be a motorcycle club, as you said, but you're still your own club.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can set your own rules and standards. Is that what it is?
We do. In that culture, there are certain rules, there are certain standards. When you create a club, you should go to one of the big clubs that are around you that already exist. Something that's happening now is everybody's creating a club.
Yeah.
And it just makes it difficult for everybody to get along. One club decides they don't want to get along with another club, or they're appointing members, or so there's almost a competition. But so we try to get people to, if you're interested in getting a club, there's hundreds of clubs in Ohio. Find a club close to you, find a club that relates to what you do.
Awesome.
And plug into that, and you're not reinventing the wheel. You're going in and you're able to learn. We mentor our guys. They have to go through a probate process where they don't immediately get their collars. They have to earn their collars. They get a probate. A lot of learning goes into that. So, it's better than just trying to, throw a picture on your back and ride your motorcycle.
When you say collars, that was a message that you had sent me, and I said, okay,
yeah.
What is that? Because I'm unfamiliar with that.
That's our vest, and if you see on my back,
yeah.
We have a certain image on our back, and really what that does is, what I always tell my guys is, we all have different names, we all have from different families or whatever, but when we put this vest on, once you've earned that vest, and there's something about earning it, then all of a sudden you're a part of that family. And this is equivalent to having the same last name. So now you're part of the family. There's accountability. There's growth, expectations.
Yeah.
There's a very good time while you're doing it. So
is it up to gals too, or is it guys?
For
their families?
For us, fitting into the MC world, it's guys only.
Okay.
I do know female clubs. I know I have a friend who's in a male club and his wife's in a female club, and that's where they're at. For us, we wanted to fit into certain places so we could carry our message into those places. And in order for us to do that, it's men only. Our women wear a similar patch to ours, much smaller, and then on the bottom it says "protected by," and then it has the name of their husband or boyfriend.
How many members do you have?
It varies. We don't really talk about numbers.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I didn't know if it was.
We've had a lot, just like ebb and flow of life. The addition and subtraction of members because of things going on in life.
Can you, if somebody is interested, try to become a member of your club? I guess that would have been a better question.
Yeah, absolutely. They can look up 3 Nails to Freedom online on Facebook.
Okay.
They can email thomas3n2fmc@gmail.com.
Okay.
And what we do is we get a hang around period where we get to know them, they get to know us, see if there's a good fit.
Oh, yeah.
And then when everybody's interested, if they're interested, we don't push anybody, we don't go recruiting. But if there's a good fit, we all on the same mission, then they can tell if they want to probate, and we go from there.
Oh, okay, that is so awesome. What is your favorite down-home moment before we go, Thomas?
My favorite down-home moment is Mount Pleasant Riding Park. My best friend when I was growing up had lived right on Fay Avenue, which is right on the back of the park, and we used to walk. That was his backyard, so we grew up in there.
Nice.
And before my kids all started to scatter, I have 2 kids. Before they started to scatter, walking up Mount Pleasant and hanging out with them with our dog was the best.
Aw, please tell the Mrs. Lori that I
will.
said hello.
I will.
I know her from way back in the day. That was a long time ago. But good luck with you and your mission on that. And I plan on having Thomas back, y'all. That will be in coming weeks. We will keep you on that one. But anyways, contact him if you're a fella and you're looking for a motorcycle club, for a good Christian club. You might just find the right one for you. Thanks so much, Thomas.
Thank
and I
you.
do have cookies for you. Don't let me leave without that.
Thanks.
Giving those to you. Corey came back. He was like, I want my cookies.
He
I was
did.
like,
About knocked me down.
Funny. He about did. That was great. Folks, I'm going to come back here in just a minute. You are watching Down Home with Tina. I've got a story to share with you. Ha! Surprise, no. I've always got a story, don't I? But I will be back here in just a minute, so don't go anywhere.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And we looked around, and I said, there's our bank, right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want a bank and a local home bank. And the employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back. It's Down Home with Tina. Down Home with Tina is brought to you by some great sponsors. Fairfield Area Humane Society, Huddle Tire Company, The Frame Shop, Walker Shoe Center, and the folks here at the Henry Manor. You can watch Down Home with Tina on Facebook, Down Home with Tina, very easy. My website, downhomewithtina.com. My website's got a blog also. Hope you'll check that out. And also CLN 1021. It is on Spectrum. You can watch it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 10 a.m., 4 p.m., and 7 p.m. And folks, I don't know why I just can't stop smiling today. I guess it's just because I'm having a really good day, and I hope you're having a really good day as well. I wanted to talk a little bit about a cousin of mine. Her name's Rhonda, and the reason why I wanted to bring Rhonda up in my segment is for a couple of different reasons. And one of them is because Rhonda was a motorcycle rider. I don't recall she had her own motorcycle back in the day, but Rhonda was in a motorcycle accident one time when she was younger. I want to say it would have been in her late 20s because I was quite young when it happened. And she was laid up for quite some time. I remember her being in the hospital. She had a pin in her leg and everything. Really, it was a blessing that she made it through that accident. So I just want to kindly remind you to be safe and watch out for those motorcyclists. Not only when you're driving, but also if you're doing your own yard and you're mowing, please be careful with putting the grass and having your grass go out onto the road, because those motorcycles hit that and it's just like ice, so what I've been told, for them. So please be aware of that. Also, I wanted to bring up Rhonda because Rhonda, being one of my older cousins, she was the second to oldest, and she would have been, I'm trying to think, how much older than me? So he was about 7, maybe 6 years older than me, something like that. She scared me. You guys, she like scared me. I was that one of those little girls. I always say, and here's a picture of me when I was in kindergarten. I wasn't necessarily, I guess, quiet, but I was one of those kids that I wanted everybody to like me. And Rhonda was just one of those who, and I think it's safe to say, kind of rough around the edges. She was like, she's the one that if you wanted her to beat up somebody, I never had to do that, I promise. But she would have been there and she would have been the one to have your back. And it was when I got older as an adult that she said my name one time. She's like, Tina Louise. And I don't want to say I gave it right back to her. I was like, what, Rhonda Lynn? What do you want? And we kind of started making it a joke because I think she just kind of wanted to see my reaction to her. And the older I got, I don't say the braver I got, but what I really learned about her, and I'm hoping to help you today if you have somebody in your life that seems a little rougher around the edges, that sometimes they might seem like they're a little rough around the edges. It's because it's for your best interest. It's because they love you and they want to toughen you up maybe a little bit. So I thank her for giving that to me and making me realize that she really was just a fun person and she was teasing me in her own kind of way. Rhonda's no longer with us, you all. She passed away at the young ages of, like, I think she was just shy of 40 years old. She's very missed. She was an amazing person. So take the time also today, if there is somebody in your life that's taught you that lesson, to maybe stand up for yourself a little bit, to be a little bolder. Thank them and let them know that you love them and that you care, because there are some pretty amazing folks out there. I want to thank you so much for watching this week's Down Home with Tina. I hope that you will continue to watch it. I appreciate you. God's blessings to you. May you keep safe and stay healthy. Good day.